Hey, it's Geek Public Radio right here on geekpublicradio.com. With me, as always, is Crazy Chris. And today, Crazy Chris's favorite shirt may be relevant again soon. We also talk about Google shutting down Stadia, Sony's participation trophy system, and Deadpool 3 announcement, and so much more right here on the Geek Public Radio.
You're listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys, talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and generally be old in front of your eyes. Not cool. Now, here's Topher and Crazy Chris, being all old.
Oh, yes, we're old.
Good evening, everybody. As he mentioned at the top of the show, my name is Crazy Chris. That is Topher, the paranormal hobo. We have got a fun show for y'all tonight. Thanks to everyone who has already jumped in, waiting for us to begin. We are so thankful that you guys have decided to join us this evening. Like you said, we've got a cool show in store for everyone. But before we get too far into it and we talk about too many things, we want to make sure that we express to you our sincere appreciation and also our desire for you to please smash the shit out of that like button and then share this with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Pass it along. That is how we defeat the evil YouTube algorithm. That is the only way we can defeat it together. We are so close, ladies and gentlemen. We just have a very short, few more prerequisites in order to achieve the things that we need to achieve to make this show even bigger, even better, right? And we can only do that with your help. You guys have helped us come so far already. All we're asking is just you hold us just a little bit longer and you watch with us. If you don't like what we're talking about, man, treat it like Indiana weather. Give us a couple of minutes. We will change the subject. That is what we do. We're old. We have ADHD. I promise, whatever topic you want to discuss, we will discuss it. The chat room is open, so if you guys want to jump in there and shoot us a message or just say, hey, we love you. Chris, show me your boobs. Something like that. We will do that for you. You guys couldn't see it, but Topher totally just did that. He just forgot to switch the camera around, but that's okay. That's your freebie. So no more freebies. The rest of it's locked behind a paywall. But no, seriously, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are like me, Topher, you gotta make sure you cue this thing up here and get ready for the thing. You gotta cue the thing. Okay.
Just doing the administrative.
Yeah, I know you're doing the administrative stuff, but we're gonna cue the things. The best way to do this, the best time to do this, right? So if you're like me, guys, and you take your privacy very, very seriously, and you don't like Big Brother watching every single thing that you do, you need to make sure that you protect your search engine, your search history, all of your web data. And the best way to do that, of course, is with a VPN. And you got to use the one that the pros use. Talking, of course, about ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is one of the very few systems that you can actually use where they do not monetize any of the data that you access while using it. Click a button, bing, bang, boom, you're secure, you're ready to rock and roll. And it's got a lot of cool features, honestly. One of the cool things that you can do with it is you can actually change your country codes of origin. So you can actually make it seem like you're broadcasting in England, get access to Netflix's exclusive UK lineup, or you can do something like Ireland or Zimbabwe or New Zealand, although I've heard that that's a little bit harder to do now. But regardless, ExpressVPN specifically has a really cool system that actually allots for your speed, right? So I know a lot of people pay for like the really expensive internet because they game all the time. They want to make sure that they're getting the best speeds available. I mean, you can still do that. You can turn on your ExpressVPN and it has a great speed source. So when you're browsing your data or when you're downloading something, you can rest assured that you're going to continue to get the same great speed that you had got before. Does not slow you down, does not limit your computer in any type of serious way. But if you want to do that, man, make sure you guys use our code. That's expressvpn.com/geekpublicradio. You guys get 12 months plus 3 months for free when you use that code, expressvpn.com/geekpublicradio. Use what the pros use, expressvpn.com/geekpublicradio to protect your online data. That is how we do. Whew. All right, Topher, how the hell are you, buddy?
Not bad at all.
All right, man. How was your week?
All
right, that's great. Nobody cares. Talking about Stadia.
No, there's something I want to talk about first. But
no, that's absolutely fine. Don't tell me about your week, though. How was your week?
No, been uber busy. We're getting ready to film next week.
Wait, you're driving for Uber now?
No, I wish.
Why? That's terrible. I don't want to drive for Uber.
No, it just means I'd be able to be back in a vehicle.
Listen, I'm actually really upset. I need to talk about that. I got a bone to pick with Uber, okay? I was not in a position to drive last night. Not at all, okay? And so I did the smart and responsible thing, and I ordered an Uber.
Mm-hmm. Nobody came because
nobody came.
Nobody's driving for Uber.
Nobody. And I ordered they were like, oh, it's not available right now. So I was like, cool. I'll pay the more expensive Uber to come pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I'm not driving. I'm not an irresponsible twat. So I was like, cool. I'll pay the more expensive one. Nope. 30 minutes. Ride canceled. I was like, this is bull crap.
Well, yes, because
so finally I curled up on the floorboard and I hid the keys. Like I literally just threw the key, like I hid the keys under the seat. So if like an officer were to walk and knock on my door, be like, what are you doing? I'd be like, dude, I'm sleeping it off. Go away. Be like, well, you're blah, 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 blah. Because fun fact, point of note for anybody who's out there, if you decide that you're going to sleep it off in your car and you have your keys in your ignition and you're in the front seat, they will still give you a DUI. So do not do that. Take the keys out, go in the back seat of the vehicle.
They have no proof that you didn't just pass out where you're at.
Correct. So take your keys out of the ignition, put them somewhere inaccessible. Do not put them in the front of the vehicle at all. Put them somewhere like under the seat, in the seat pocket, something like that. And then pass out. I just curled up on the floorboard, fell asleep for like 4 hours. Got up, drove home.
Well, like I said, in this area, Uber is not a big like.
No, it's ridiculous. Like I was trying to do the smart, responsible thing.
In order to
I was trying to do the smart, responsible thing, and I couldn't. There was no taxi around. I'm like, what do they want? What do they want from us? Like, had I been any more irresponsible than I actually currently am, I'd have been like, oh, I'm fine. But I was not. I was not, in fact, fine, and I refused to drive. Do not drive intoxicated, folks. It's a really bad idea. Do the smart, responsible thing. I was freezing my butt off, but I did not pay $15,000 for a ticket, court fees, and then lose my license. So I'd rather be a little chilly for a week or for a couple hours.
You could always move to Illinois.
Where apparently doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, not here in the state of Indiana. I don't want to ruin my life over something silly like that. Yep, had a few too many in a short span of time, and I was like, oh, I caught it. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad, but it was just enough where I was like, don't trust myself to drive. Not doing it. Not gonna do it. Smart. So yeah, screw you, Uber. You bunch of jerks.
But no, I just got really, really busy. We're shooting next weekend, so
oh man, I'm so excited for the new movie.
Getting all of the props and all of that stuff. Like when we're done, I'll show you just the props for the people we're filming.
Mm-hmm.
Just the props. It takes up like a good section of the table.
No, I've read the script. Obviously, I'm the script supervisor for this film. I'm very excited to be participating in this particular film. Love the script. The actors that we've got involved in it are great.
Mm-hmm.
The production is going to be fantastic. And the special effects,
Chloe.
Scott and Chloe.
Well, no, it's David and Chloe because Scott couldn't.
Oh, that's right. So I knew we got Chloe, and I'm very excited. Like I worked with her previously, and Chloe Grass is absolutely amazing. And I'm throwing her name out there.
I said, "Oh, hey, by the way, we have Jason Crow has been cast. He's coming up from Kentucky, and Chloe is going to be on set." And he was like, "Chloe, who? The one that worked with us on Rise?" Yep. I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Let's go, boys."
Yeah. So like production values, mwah. Chef's kiss. Like we're ready to rock and roll. All right. So what was the thing that you wanted to talk about first?
Well, your shirt might be relevant again here soon.
I heard that it might be.
So let's watch this.
Oh, we got something to watch.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's watch a thing. Okay. My chair keeps popping, y'all. I'm so sorry.
All rise. Court is now in session.
Oh. Sorry. Have it.
Miss Heard has defamed Mr. Depp by calling him an abuser.
Look, man, look what she said about me.
It's day one of the Depp versus Heard defamation trial. Though the fans are showing support for both sides, there's clearly a favorite here.
The drug use and the medications had gotten so bad, and it scared me.
Girl just wants some attention.
It didn't happen.
Borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder.
Oh, I didn't realize this.
It's another one like James Franco.
And I just him too.
This is not life.
That's a rare
No
one.
one should have to go through this.
I'm so tired of this. I can't keep doing it.
This trial, it's about the truth.
It did tell the truth.
I have the right to say what happened to me.
You listen to her lies, her allegations.
Your Honor, may we introduce the next tape?
Can't wait to see what's next.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is a Tubi exclusive. Oh my gosh. We love Tubi to death. Thank you, Tubi, because I mean our film is being shown on Tubi right now. So I love them to death, but of course they're gonna monetize that. Like, how did they get is it because
I have no idea. It's probably they somebody wanted to do it and had the money and backing, and they're just, hey, we'll go ahead and distribute for you.
Probably. That's actually probably, yeah, so that's probably what it is. And then they were just like, yeah, but it's exclusively through Tubi and like nowhere else. That's pretty phenomenal. Good on them. I mean, that's how Netflix got started.
So
not how they got started, but that's how they started their independent movies and like their Netflix exclusives. So.
I am so wanting to find out if they are who they're going to paint as the bad guy.
Well, this was my take on this trial, okay? Because everybody clearly picked their favorite. They picked their horse, which is great. Good for you guys. Neither one of them are good people. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is legitimate. Like, neither one of them are good people.
Well, I mean, it's like,
did she lie? Like, yes, consistently she was found out to be a liar and really went out of her way to ruin his career.
Well,
but
I mean,
at the
she
same
cut
time,
off his finger.
Yeah, no. Like,
then pretended that he was abusing her after he's literally.
It's not so much of who's the hero; it's which one is worse. It's like any American political race. Which one is worse is really what you're trying to figure out.
No, but
sorry,
like you couldn't have listened to any part of that trial and not been like,
this chick is nuts.
Yes.
No, 100%. But that's the whole thing. Is like, we always knew Johnny Depp was nuts. We've always known this.
Right, but like when she's like, he does this, he does this, he does this, and then like the tape that they get brought in literally says like, oh, just go and run and hide like you always do.
Right.
He's like, you just admitted he always leaves the situation. He doesn't get violent. He doesn't.
No. Like I said, it clearly
he just happens.
She was way worse, and like she was taking advantage of his particular maladies.
Old and
washed up, and then he was like, I'm gonna do this, like literally says, I'm gonna ruin you, and then did. I mean, yeah,
but no,
it does call into question the black eye that Elon Musk had while he was dating Amber Heard, though.
Right.
Like, legitimately, you see that picture with him, that black eye, and you're like, wow, that puts a lot of stuff into context. Never smeared her, though, to Musk's credit. Even when it all came out, he never jumped on the bandwagon. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I can't believe they're doing the exclusive. But hey, guys, head over T-shirt mix. You can find the I Heard Shit shirt. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. We'll have that advert just a little bit.
But I just saw that. I was like,
there's no.
Really?
That's phenomenal, bro. That makes me happy. I'm when that does release, I'll have that shirt on for the show. I will wear that shirt the entire time. Okay, so we're talking a little bit obviously about the ridiculous nature of movie and Hollywood producers to capitalize on any event that could potentially be a moneymaker. And this biopic is clearly going to be a big selling point for them. But Google launched the Stadia service quite a while back. I want to say it's 4 or 5 years ago now.
Never advertised it once.
Yeah, they did all the time.
I did not.
I saw Stadia ads all the time.
I never seen a single one of them ever.
Which is weird because you were literally subscribed to Geek Public Radio. Like, I don't know how you do.
I'm just saying, like, I've never seen a Stadia ad.
No, that's fair. I mean,
I
did when it released. But basically, Google decided they were going to take streaming gaming and just create an entire platform. Just stream your favorite games, things like Mortal Kombat X, Red Dead Redemption 2, all of these pretty strong launch titles that they came out with that all multi-platform. They didn't have any exclusives or anything like that, but it was all just done independently through a streaming service, which is phenomenal when your internet's great and when you're able to stream games and do all those crazy things. Like, so it had a modicum of success. The issue comes down to the video game systems that we already have stream. Like, we get that digital content anyway. So why would we pay you?
So I'm confused as to what it is. Is it
it's like a rental service? No, it's like it's like a rental service. So it's like almost like a Game Pass. Pretty much like a Game Pass. Like, you pay X amount of money and you were able to stream specific games.
Yeah, never. That's
yeah. It was a cool concept. Honestly, and probably could have been successful if, for instance, they had decided that they were going to advertise a little bit heavier. Apparently. I saw them all the time, though. I really don't know how you didn't see them.
I literally never saw a single advert. What's funny is that I saw the story that they're closing Stadia, and I was like, what the
Yep.
Is that?
Officially, the storefront for Stadia is gone. So
Because I originally thought it was them trying to be like Twitch.
Nope.
So
I mean, people were streaming games from Stadia on Twitch. Like that was the thing that was happening too. But the thing is, like, your primary source of gaming is,
I mean, if you're
trying to run
streaming-
it through a third-party server, that's my issue with it, right? So we had a show previously. Do you own your own games? Like that was the name of that show. If you guys haven't seen that episode, go check it out because it's kind of an important note in the way that gaming is developing, and players like Ubisoft and others who are basically shutting down services for their games that you have paid for that you're no longer going to be able to play because you don't have access to the server because they shut it down. So basically you have a $50 brick that you can't play. So it's kind of irritating in the regard that with Stadia, you didn't really have to buy the game. So you could. There was ways that you could purchase
kind of
games
like
and add it to your
Netflix,
library, like Steam almost.
Back in the day with Netflix, where you could
Pretty much, yeah. And it's like it kind of had like ran off of almost like a Steam type platform. But if you Microsoft Game Pass, that's more of the way it was designed to look. And I think Microsoft Game Pass pretty much did exactly what Stadia was trying to do. They just did it more successfully, advertised it a lot better. And of course, they already had a core group of gamers that owned Xbox. So Game Pass was going to be there all the time, right? With Stadia doing what it did, it brought to light that, yeah, you can rent these games for a subscription fee and just play them as much as you want. I think it was capped. I do believe that there was a cap on like how long you could play and like you could upgrade your tier services, blah, blah, blah. But thankfully, those servers, if you purchase those games, I guess they're actually refunding people. So people who like people who bought like year-long subscriptions and stuff like that, like you're not getting refunded for the month because I believe it's at the end of this month is when it's shutting down. Or not September, but I think it's the end of October is when it's actually supposed to be completely offline. It might be the end of this month. I kind of browsed through the article. I didn't get the specific dates. It's probably something I should have done since we're a news network. It will be gone soon. So if you've got your subscription through the end of the year or something like that, you should be expected to get your money back. If you just paid for a month, you're not going to get your money back, like because they're going to allow you to play out the month, right? So that just makes sense. Any games that were purchased, I believe they're refunding as well, or making it accessible through another hosting service. So not a terrible thing. And not a bunch of people use the Stadia platform anyway. And I think that's kind of what hurt it was the multiplayer experience for games like Grand Theft Auto or for Call of Duty, games like that were heavily reliant on the multiplayer experience. Those servers were not engineered to be the best, one, and number two, there weren't a lot of people on there, so you might be waiting hours for a match, and that's silliness. And that's my opinion. I think that's what the greatest flaw of Stadia was that it was a third party streaming these games. And you're basically running two servers because the Call of Duty Activision servers, right? That's what runs that's what runs the game. But then it has to go through the Stadia server and then back to you.
But then that's my question is if it's streaming from a thing, then that has one product key.
Right.
Which means you can't get into any other games multiplayer wise with anybody who else is on Stadia.
I'm not sure. I don't really know. I don't really know how the entire formatting or how their system was built. I imagine that they found ways around that.
And so like on our network, we have the server that holds all of the games,
right?
The game files, and anybody can play, but nobody can play both same game at the same time because it's one copy of the game that everybody on the network has access to.
Right. Yeah, some cheaty chats over there. I can't read it.
Donald McCullough. Hi.
What's up, Donald?
Hi, Chris.
What's up, Donald? How you doing? Wait, we're both Chris. Like, wait, which one? Oh, yes. Das Geek. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I did not subscribe to Stadia. I did not use the Stadia service, right?
Yeah, I think that with Google, they should have advertised way better. Because like I said, the first time I heard of it.
What'd they say?
Good.
Okay, good. Okay.
The first time I heard of it at all was when they announced that they were shutting it
down. Which is totally fair. Like I said, I didn't use the service because, as I pointed out earlier, The games that I have already been
Bald man, Chris.
Bald man Chris. All right, that's me. I mean, he's technically bald too, but he has a hat on, so you can't really
Or
tell.
said bold man.
Bold man. That's true. I am bold man. It's fine. But my game system, my PlayStation already, I can stream my games through there. So why would I subscribe to something where I'm like, now if I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2, I'll just buy it.
Right.
Right. Like it.
Which I like the game. I'm just mad at the horses.
Sorry. I thought you had more to say. So I was like, oh, this is a good drink break.
No, like the horses are assholes.
Yeah. Speaking of horses, really quick.
Cliffs and short stops and all sorts of stuff. Like my character goes, whoa.
I found I was browsing through some of the gaming news, and apparently players have found a new glitch in Skyrim that allows the horses to you stand on your horse instead of riding the horse. Like you actually like ride the horse. Like, yeah, you stand on it and like the horse like floats around. It's freaking ridiculous. Looks like a motorcycle. Like just, it's pretty funny. Yeah, that was just something I had happened to see, and I looked at it and I was like, this is ridiculous, because there's always a new glitch in Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
And with every new release, they're like, no, it's better than it was. No, it's still completely broken.
You fixed the other stuff, but in fixing the other stuff, you caused other things to happen.
Always. And I'll tell you what, that is a biblical rule of coding. Biblical rule.
Fix one thing,
break another. Like that is 100% what happens during coding. Period. And there's no way to fix it.
Cause 5 bugs.
All right, he's got a slightly longer message this time.
He has a PlayStation. What games do you have?
Oh, which ones don't? So I've got 76 is what I primarily play, just a buttload of. I've got the Call of Duty beta for Modern Warfare 2 right now that I've been kind of testing around. Tiny Tina Wonderlands, Borderlands 3. I played things like Last of Us. I've got 1 and 2. I've played Grand Theft Auto. Just I have an absolute metric crap ton of games for the PlayStation. If you name it, I've either played it or I own it. Like my library is pretty vast. So don't get into sports games very much. So things like Madden, FIFA, whatever it's called. I think it's FIFA. I don't play games like that very often. So I don't have a lot of sports games or the racing games. Don't have a lot of fighting games. Never really. Smash is pretty much my go-to, but that's not on PlayStation. That's my Switch. So, but yeah, that's primarily what I'm running. Any of your multiplayer first-person shooters, I probably have one. But yeah, that's basically it for that. RPGs out the wazoo, but most of those aren't multiplayer. So I did buy 10 and 10 too because I'm a weeb. Blitzball. I could not play high definition Blitzball. Call of Duty Cold War, GTA 5, Minecraft. Yeah, I still run Minecraft on there. I've got a digital copy of Minecraft, 7 Days to Die. Any of the survival horror games I've got, Dead by Daylight. That's another great game. I love that one. It's super fun. So I play that one. I haven't played it in it's been over a year since I played that. Holy shit. It's been a while. But yeah, I got games like Dead by Daylight, stuff like that. So, but yeah, GTA 5.
Games, Did you hear the dog barking?
Does he hear the dog barking? Puppy!
Speaking of games.
Hi, other person in the chat. Hello.
If you're interested in checking out games or books or anything like that yourself.
Oh, yeah. There's actually a really cool spot you can do that. You guys can go to humblebundle.com using the linky in the description down below, where you can find things like books on how to code. You can find books on how to properly disassemble a vacuum cleaner. That's a shout out to my friend TC, who's not supposed to be working on her vacuum cleaner, but is probably listening to my voice right now, telling her not to do it, but she's going to do it anyway. But if you want to know how to like build stuff or make stuff, there's great options for you. I could go on, but I'll tell you what, Cartoon Topher has an absolutely beautiful version of this particular advert. So I'm going to let him do it. Take it away, Cartoon Topher.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Humble Bundle sells games, ebook software, and other digital content. Its mission is to support charity while providing awesome content to customers at great prices. They launched in 2010 with a single 2-week Humble Indie Bundle and have grown into a store full of games and bundles, a gaming membership service, a game publisher, and more. Join them and pay what you want for curated bundles of games, media, and software. All proceeds support charity and the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Visit a link on the screen and in the description of the video to support the channel and help the cause.
Dude, he's so adorable. Not really sure whose that was. Nice bass line underneath. Wow.
It's like
Anyways.
the THX.
The audience is now deaf. And then he starts right back up. The entirety of the commercial, he was completely and totally silent. And the minute it stops, he's like, I can bark again. But anyways, I digest. So we're talking about things like Stadia. The server's shutting down. So if you guys have your subscription to Stadia, make sure you maximize it best you can. Hello to Fruity Cow in the chat room. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much all I got on the Stadia news. It's nothing groundbreaking or revolutionary, anything like that. It's just a little crazy. Read the book called The Dragon Prince. I don't believe that I have. I'll have to check that out, though. I'll make a note of that, actually, because I'm always looking for new literature. So I have quite the library of books and games. I'm a nerd in every sense of the word. I'm the jockiest nerd, too. So, but speaking of jockey nerds, participation trophies are a thing now with the PlayStation.
This game's too hard.
So apparently PlayStation is going to be releasing a new system. They just put in a patent for it, but basically it's a phone a friend. So if you're having a particularly difficult time with whatever game, Elden Ring has something like that with some of the ashes of something or another. But you can summon the help of another player to essentially come and complete a hard point for you. So like if you're playing, I'm going to use Elden Ring as an example, even though it already kind of has the system in place. But let's say you're playing Elden Ring and you get to a particular hard Souls boss and it's just beating your ass because that's just what Elden Ring does. And you're like, I can't beat this boss. I've been going at this for hours.
By the way, you mispronounced his name. I did too.
What was it?
It's Fruity Crow.
Oh,
cow. We missed the R.
I can't see it. That's on you. I can't see things. But anyways, so yeah, phone a friend basically would allow you to summon the help of another player who either is going to take control of your character and beat that particular mission for you, which
so it's like
I don't know how I feel about that.
Big
like,
brother, like it's like if you're like the little kid, like I can't beat this, and your brother comes in and takes care of it for you.
Right.
You're never going to learn how to do it if you don't do it yourself.
Right. I didn't grow up with siblings in that manner. I have siblings. I didn't grow up with them. So
we're sorry, Crow.
We're sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're sorry.
I'm a crow. I'm a bird.
You're a fruity crow. You're damn right you are. Flap your beautiful wings, crow. Flap your beautiful wings. But I didn't grow up with siblings with that manner, man. So when I came across a particularly difficult thing, like I played Blaster Master for the NES. And if anybody's ever played that game is notoriously difficult because it does not hold your hand at all. It does not tell you where you need to go. You will spend countless hours mapping that game to figure out exactly what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go. Now, it does roadblock you. So if you get to areas you're not supposed to be in, you are roadblocked. You can't make it until you go get whatever item you need. So or level. Yeah. So it does roadblock you in that manner, but you're still going to be going through like 14, 15 transition screens, going up against some possibly hard enemies. And only to figure out, oh, I can't be this far yet. I missed something. One of those other 500 doors that I didn't go in. Right. So, but I never had the benefit of having somebody come help me. I beat that game on my own. Scratch that. Me and my stepdad beat that game on our own. Loved that man to death. He was amazing at video games. Contra. He's the one that got me into playing Contra 3. So I had an older representative of the gaming community to help me, but for the most part, he worked third shift. So when it was nighttime, he was gone at work. I was playing video games alone. Our only time to play those things was on the weekend, and then we would basically share because he'd come home and play. Right. And then I would wake up, go to school, and I'd come home and then I would play. So when we meet up on the weekends, we meet up on the weekends, and I'd be like, well, this is what I found. If you could do this and this and then this. So I was watching somebody speed run Castlevania 2 the other day, and they talked about this thing that you can do where Simon will jump 1 pixel higher if you whip at the top of your jump. I've known that. I'm serious. I have known that since I was 6 years old. I have known that. I never realized that's what it actually did. I didn't know the mechanics of it, but I did know that he would jump higher. There were parts of that game that my stepdad and I would skip because we could get him to jump 1 pixel higher.
Like, oh, look, I can hit this ledge that you
Right.
You normally have to go all the way back around.
Yeah, 100%. So like we were actually skipping parts of the game, and then I was like, holy crap. Thinking about this now, I got really good at that game, like stupid good at Castlevania 2.
Mm.
So when I saw the Angry Video Game Nerd do a review on it and he hated the game, I was like, hey, screw you, buddy. That game's amazing. Definitely a departure from original Castlevania, but it was super fun. So having somebody to hold your hand on one hand, have you beat Cuphead before?
Like 100%.
No, I have not 100%ed Cuphead. Nope, not at all. I know there's a way to pacifist the game as well. I have not done any of that. I have played Cuphead. It is stupid hard to play. I played on Switch. It is a stupid hard but extremely fun and rewarding game, and I highly recommend it. If anybody likes platformers or shoot 'em ups, man, Cuphead is fun. It is a dumb fun game, and I really did enjoy it. I've not 100%ed the game now. That's one of those games where I value my patience and frustration enough to recognize, or I know myself well enough to know that it would more frustrate me than reward me. So I've never actually given it that much effort. I just haven't done it. But if I had a friend to help me, like PlayStation's offering to do, maybe I would 100% the game.
Like I said, the point of games, like you get beat, you go back, you try it, you keep trying.
Or you set the controller down for like 5 hours, you come back, and all of a sudden you're not frustrated or mad, and you're calm, and you beat it.
Right. And it's
right?
about if you just hand that over to that's like easy mode.
Yeah.
Like you literally put it on hard, and every time you have whatever, you call somebody else to do it for you. Hey, I beat it on this.
You know what? I would be okay with this as long as if during that period of time that you summoned a friend, you don't get the trophy. Like if it's on the impossible difficulty and you have a friend play a particular area, you don't get the trophy.
You don't get the achievement
because you didn't do it. I see. On that note, I think that's totally fair because
it's just weird for me. It's like it's the same weirdness that I get when people say that they're a professional DM.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like people get paid to run games for people.
Yeah, I wish I got paid to run games for people.
So next thing you know, you're going to have people get paid to play games for people.
Yeah,
literally because there's like
professional proxies.
Yeah, like
professional proxy. Yeah,
I'm having a hard time. Yada yada yada. Well, hey, that's great. Give me $50 and
I'll sit in the session. I'll play your character for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'd tell you as a DM,
if that happens, it's my idea. I get 50%.
Right. Not only do you get 50%, but I'm the first one, the first proxy, because that's literally my job as a DM is to read that stupid book and figure out how to exploit everything. My favorite artist, game creator, music maker, Nobu Uematsu, by the way, for music maker. That's just not even a contest. Go back up to the question. Hang on, I didn't read it all. Any kind of creator. I don't know. That's a really good one. My favorite artist, like as far as like music creator artist, for like actual musician, would be Rich Mullins. It's an obscure one. Not a lot of people know. If you didn't grow up in a Christian household, you may not know who Rich Mullins is, but that my favorite by far. Hideo Kojima is one of the names that jumps to the top of my list. Shigeru Miyamoto, as far as like artistic video game creators and people who were instrumental in revolutionizing the things that they did. Without Hideo Kojima, you don't have the survival horror genre as you know it, because you have a bunch of copies of Resident Evil. Right. You don't have the types of games that made Silent Hill so terrifying. Resident Evil is fun, but it was totally beatable by just grabbing all the weapons and being able to kill everything. Whereas Silent Hill, you had to kind of maneuver your way around. You couldn't just willy-nilly shoot shit all just because you wanted to. You had to figure stuff out, puzzles and stuff like that. So, yeah, Hideo Kojima, Shigeru Miyamoto, all those guys.
What's funny is my favorite artist, like drawing artist right now, isn't really human.
Oh, the AI that draws all the crazy shit? Yeah.
Midjourney right now is my favorite. In fact, my wallpaper downstairs is a Midjourney.
And it begins. Yeah, he's ordered his cyber doll too, so it's fine. Soon his favorite person won't even be person.
less disappointment that way.
I mean, that's true until it breaks, and then you're disappointed because you can't fix it. But that's when you go to Humble Bundle and you can
learn how to fix your sex
learn how
doll.
to fix your sex doll. It's so stupid.
I don't know. I
the
don't know
artist
if
of Berserk,
Donald's
by the
still
way.
there or not. He has like, why am I the only one chatting? LOL. I was like, I think Donald decided to
Donald
step
probably
out.
just bailed. He's like, I got better shit to do than listen to these old guys wax nostalgic.
Wax on, whack off.
But yeah, so that's just to answer those quick questions for you, Fruity Crow. That's kind of where I'm at. Kintaro Miura, I think, is the artist from Berserk. All the Berserk stuff is phenomenal. All the manga is incredible. So yeah, that he's right up there on top of my list as far as creators are concerned. Excuse me. Anyways, so what were we talking about? Oh, PlayStation hand holding, right? Yeah. So you got PlayStation holding hands and kind of just making games a little bit easier for players, which I'm not necessarily like horrifically opposed to. Like, I don't have a strong stance on it, but I'm still leaning on like that's not.
I feel like
it's
weird. That's the whole purpose, unless you're
but some people grow up and they don't have siblings to help them. I mean, and like I said, I recognize that I had an adult that helped me.
Right, but I'm saying like when you have multiplayer co-op campaigns, you don't have to have that ability.
That's true.
And it should be on the game to whether or not that function is on the game. It shouldn't be.
But we still come down to this
coming along and saying, "Oh, well, if you have this problem, yada yada yada." Like maybe sometimes, like I get told all the time, Elden Ring is supposed to be hard.
Elden Ring is supposed to be hard.
It's supposed to be frustrating. It's supposed to do all of this stuff.
Yes, it is.
If I call you to come kill this boss, it removes that intention from.
It does, but at the same time, there's still that balance of a game that's supposed to be ridiculously difficult versus a game that's supposed to be enjoyable and fun. You play a game like Elden Ring because you enjoy the punishment. You're a masochist. That's what you enjoy. So those particular games for players who want that old NES style challenge, that's exactly up their alley. Playing that game to say that you beat it when you borrowed somebody else's help, that's where my thing is. Like but you didn't really beat it. You had somebody else beat it for you. Right.
Like I said, this leads into
video games are supposed to be fun.
Right.
That's my take on it. So that's why I have a hard time with this, because if you're not having fun,
then why are you playing the game?
But that's the thing. If everything else about this point, I'm going to use myself as an example. This is actually a really great example. I was playing Borderlands 3. There was a boss that when I got to, it's an optional boss. I didn't even have to fight it, but it's an optional boss. I'm a completionist. It's getting beaten, right? I go and I fight this boss. I've got all the correct levels, and this boss just beats my ass. And it's not even that the boss itself was challenging so much as it was kind of cheap and cheeky. Like it continued to beat my ass even when I had the proper gear. And finally, I had to basically farm for a legendary weapon because I was looking for ways to beat it. And the way to beat it was, I was like, everything that I was doing was the way to beat the boss.
Right.
So finally, I just went and I was looking around and I was like, I'll just come back to it. And I happened to explore a little bit more of this particular map, and I found a legendary weapon as a shotgun. And I was like, great. And then I found a shield that was resistant to shock. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give this another shot because it's his element. I was like, screw it. I'll just give this another chance, see what I can do. And it took me about 4 or 5 more tries, and I finally beat him. Right. And it was fun. But at that point,
then you have achieved something.
But at that point, I honestly contemplated getting rid of the game because I was like, this is stupid. This isn't fun. This is a huge spike in difficulty for absolutely no reason whatsoever. None. And it almost soured the entire game for me because of that. And I play Borderlands games because they're cheeky, fun, and clever.
Right.
This was not cheeky. This was not fun. This was not clever. This was just frustration for the sake of frustration. And I was like, this is a really sad boss. And I'm a little pissed off. Now I don't have any problems with it. I know exactly what to do when I go in there and bing, bang, boom, we're done.
And that's why he was an optional boss.
Right. And that's the only reason, God's honest truth, it's the only reason I didn't quit, because I was like, I can still beat the game without having to mess with this boss at all.
Right.
And that's what I resigned myself to do. But I found that shotgun and a decent shield, and I was like, let's give this a shot. You know, what's he's got that big paragraph right there. What's that one?
The Topher broke for a second. LOL.
Oh yeah, probably. For some reason, whenever we're doing the streaming, if you're watching it on YouTube, every once in a while it'll do like this weird freeze thing. But it'll come back. Just hang with it. It'll come back. As long as you don't lose the audio or everything like that, it's fine. But yeah, it did it on Twitch too, and I'm not really sure. All of our stuff is strong, secure. We're all hardwired on this side. Like everything over here is fine. So it's just got to be. It's just YouTube. it's just YouTube and Twitch carrying the video. And I think once it
He
hits
was
a
like,
certain point,
now I'm going to go to your Twitch.
Hey, check us out on Twitch too, man. Just make sure you like and subscribe to the page. 100% if you're not already. Share it with your friends. Let everybody know, man. We do this every week. So
the one of the things that with that whatever though, it like I said, my final thought on the Sony thing.
Yeah, well, final thought, and then we'll move on. Yeah,
is it opens the door to another market, just like Roll20 was like, and Fantasy Take Grounds and all of those online services opened the door for a whole market for
professional players.
People paying somebody to come and roll.
And I don't know. See, part of me is like,
I make $50.
I mean,
an
an entrepreneurial person is going to do this, right? And if you're good at what you do, what was the Joker said? Dad said that if you're good at something, never do it for free. Right. I mean, so I can't really be too mad at that. Honestly, I can't, because somebody's going to be like, you know what? I'm really good at video games. This is my opportunity to get paid to do it. Now, Sony might put something in their user agreement that says you can't do that. And if that's the case, then great. They're trying to tamp that market, but at the same time, I don't see why they would.
Like I said,
and I don't see how you could really stop it either.
It's just a weird.
But yeah, anyways, so yeah, so that's that on that. Final thoughts on that is great. Let us know what you guys think.
Skin crawl.
let us know what you guys think in the comment section. Anything we're talking about, and crazy or Fruity Crow, you mentioned that the awesome question about favorite content creators. Man, drop it in the comment section. We engage with you guys in the comments. If you guys leave comments for us, man, we'll engage with you guys down there. So
and remember, unfortunately, because YouTube is broken, then what you see in the chat,
what you see in the chat, you can't pull back up. So when you go back into the live chat for the video, it doesn't actually pull up the chat. It's super, super weird. So anything that we talk about on the show, man, just feel free to drop it in the comment section below. But yeah, so moving on to some like cooler, better news for everybody out there who's a freaking nerd like we are. You guys are fans of comic books, and I know y'all are fans of Deadpool. You have clearly and probably seen the news already. Deadpool 3 is confirmed fully. It's been in production. They are working on it right now, but that's not the coolness.
It has the release date of 2 years from now.
2024. Yep. So very excited about that. However, the best news of all is that Hugh Jackman is going to be playing Wolverine in Deadpool 3. So that is like just absolutely phenomenal. Van City Reynolds on Twitter. I follow him because it's funny. Just watching him and Blake Lively go back and forth is like the funniest shit ever, because they troll each other constantly. And then, of course, watching his antics with Hugh Jackman is priceless. Like they're hysterical. And this is something that Ryan Reynolds has wanted for a very long time. He's not.
Well, he's like literally
been shy about it at all.
Before we seen one.
Yeah.
Like before we even seen the quote unquote leaked footage.
Right.
He was talking about wanting to do that.
Yeah. And he wanted Wolverine. Right. He wanted Hugh Jackman. And for the longest time, I thought Hugh Jackman would just play a character in a Deadpool movie. Probably just even be Hugh Jackman. Like Deadpool just walks up and goes, "Oh, it's you." Just something cheeky and funny to so that Hugh Jackman doesn't have to play Wolverine, but Deadpool can still interact with Wolverine because he breaks the fourth wall, so he can do that, right? So I figured something like that. But nope, confirmed. Wolverine will be in Deadpool 3. Fucking
and I like
jazzed.
the funny, like you see the Deadpool face, and then
the shing, and the three claws, which is just perfect, right? But the announcement for that was great.
Brings in like the announcement for that officially brings in a mutant into the MCU.
Yes, which is just phenomenal. It makes me very happy.
With the multiverse of madness.
Yeah,
they had Professor X and whatnot in there. So you had with the Illuminati stuff.
I didn't watch Multiverse yet because I didn't finish the third Spider-Man. I'm serious. I haven't watched Multiverse because I haven't watched the other Spider-Man yet. And I know those tie together. So I don't want to watch Multiverse because it's going to spoil the other one, right? And I've pretty much know all the spoilers, so at this point there's just no reason for me not to watch it. But I can't find it. Like I cannot find the third Spider-Man movie anywhere that's not for rent. I don't want to rent it. I want to stream it. Even when I go to the VPN and I change my country flag, I'm like, where is it?
I might be able to. I swear
it's probably in there. I haven't looked in a couple of months, so it's probably in there somewhere. But it's Far From Home, No Way Home, and
No Way Home is the last one.
Is No Way Home the last one? Okay.
And then they're like doing Into This.
Oh, that's right. Spider-Man Homecoming was the first one. Okay.
Yeah. And like they're going to go into the Spider-Verse thing.
Yeah. It's a cool introduction. So like I said, I've seen some spoilers. I already know what happens, and so I know it's going to ruin it for me, but I want to watch it because it's still, even if I know that what happens, it's still kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, Wolverine, Deadpool 3. Let's go. Yeah. Did you want to show the release trailer? Because I think it's funny. Yeah, we don't have to.
We can't because of
the music. Shit. Of course not. All right. Well, anyways, yeah. So let us know if you guys are excited about Deadpool 3. If you guys are going to watch the Johnny Depp Amber Heard biopic from Tubi, and if you guys are going to watch it, make sure that you have on your I Heard Shit shirt, only available for you guys on T-Shirt Mix. It is a design of mine and Topher's own creation. You guys can check that out, man. This is how you support us. You like our show, you like what we do, and you want to support us in a monetary way. This is the best way to do it. All of these designs are our designs. We place them on these T-shirts. We create them. We move stuff around. Like, we literally build these shirts for you guys, okay? We don't make the shirts. Like, we don't actually like hand sew the shirts or anything crazy. We do have a distributor for that. But all the designs and stuff like that are uniquely ours. They're our designs for our T-shirt shop. You can find that on tshirtmix.com. We have all kinds of things, not just shirts too. We've got mouse pads, we've got tumblers, we've got koozies. You know what? The hats. Topher, you have a cartoon version of yourself that talks about this stuff way better than I do. So, without further ado, Mr. Cartoon Topher, take it away, sir.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Need your fix for fun shirts and things? The perfect place to get geeky fun t-shirts and other merchandise, including tumblers, baseball caps, and so much more, is tshirtmix.com. Hundreds of designs you can choose from, as well as being the home of Geek Public Radio merch store. Come get our faces on your threads, or just grab one of the several funny designs that we have available. Just go to tshirtmix.com and check out all the fun. More designs are added daily. That's tshirtmix.com for all your novelty tees. Have fun, look around, and grab some awesome t-shirts.
Hello. Yeah, we're back. Anyways, so yeah, make sure you guys go to tshirtmix.com if you guys want to check out all the amazing t-shirts that we have to offer you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much the show, I think. I don't have...
Yeah, that's...
I think that's all the thing we want to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, we made it. Look at us go.
I'm going to get back to my Rustified
Your
server.
Rustified server. The redemption story continues. If you guys want to know about his redemption story, go check out the show that we did last week. He talks about the new server that he's created. Are you going to allow other people to join the server?
Yeah, no, it's up, ready to go.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe.
Rust.geekpublicradio.com.
There you go. Rust.geekpublicradio.com. There you go. So if you want to join Topher's server and a bunch of guys that are really cool, there are some rules that you have to follow. So don't jump in there thinking you're going to power game, because you will get the boot. You will get this boot very quickly.
Well, in the end, it's for a bunch
Nothing
of people
really matters.
who wants to really just explore what the game has to offer and not have to worry about being griefed.
Right. So it's a really cool thing that he decided to create a solution to a common problem from the Rust servers. Why don't we just create our own, right? So that's what he decided to do. And so far, so good for him and the friends. But yeah, we've got a pretty busy schedule next week. We will be back here, same bat time, same bat channel, doing the same batshit crazy things. I have been Crazy Chris.
I am Topher.
And you guys have been an awesome part of our geeky family. We love you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the page. That's how we win. You guys have a fantastic night. Peace.
You've been listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys talk about old. Talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and try not to poop in their diapers while they're talking. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Twitter at Free Geek Radio, on Facebook and Instagram at Geek Public Radio, and the website geekpublicradio.com. We'll see you next time.